record to cloud. Let me make sure I have that correctly this time. Okay, so today we're going to talk about Miracle Mornings. And Miracle Mornings is a philosophy kind of like the 5-second rule. It was developed by a personal development person, and it was really more of a way to get themselves out of bed. And it was more of a way to create a routine for themselves. But as they realized, wow, this works for me, maybe it could work for other people as well. And they started telling people about it. Or they started sharing their information. They started sharing what they were doing, and slowly started realizing, wow, lots of people need to know about this. For me to play this, I'm going to switch over to my hotspot, you guys. Give me 1 second. It's going to be much faster. But what it is, his name is Hal. Okay, there we go. Connected to my hotspot. Hopefully you guys are still there. Okay, I think that's so crazy. I think actually my Wi-Fi is faster than my hotspot today, but we'll see. It's hit or miss. Okay, so Hal Elrod is a motivational speaker. He does like lifestyle coaching and things like that, but he's also been through a lot in his own life that is very unique and very kind of interesting to kind of bring him to this point of where he is now. He usually does like super long videos on YouTube. So it kind of was a little bit of a struggle to find a shorter one for us to kind of work through. So I'm going to show you guys like a shorter video of what it's all about. I need you guys to let me know if this is something that you're interested in working into, because if it is, then we'll kind of work into maybe some of his longer videos, and maybe we can split it up between a couple of days or something like that. But I wanted to give you guys a little taste of what it's about, and then if we like it, we can kind of delve more into it rather than just being like, here's an hour video, and you guys are like, oh my gosh, it's not at all what we're even interested in. So I kind of want to play just like this little teaser. It's like 2 little 8-minute videos, and I think that they'll give us a sense of what Miracle Mornings are all about. If it's something we like, then we can delve more into it. Okay. But I had heard about Miracle Mornings right when I first started coaching, actually. I had read Darren Hardy, The Compound Effect, and that was very eye-opening for me. And then I went straight into Hal Elrod's Miracle Mornings. And he really talks about your morning routine. And what does your morning routine consist of, and why, and how, and all of those little questions that you can kind of start like looking at it from every angle. And he really talks about how it changed his life and how maybe it could change other people's lives as well. And so I'm going to play some videos, then we'll kind of chat about it, or feel free to kind of like pop into the chat and be like, yeah, he's cool, or nah, I'm not feeling him. Whatever you guys feel, I would love to hear like your honest opinion. So let me do a screen share here. Okay, so the things that I know about Hal is I believe he was in a pretty bad car accident when he was younger, and it kind of gave him like one of those eye-opening experiences, verge of death, and it just like woke him up, and he became like this spiritually aware person. And so he started coaching and helping people through life. Well, then it's interesting because so I found him, let's see, 4 or 5 years ago at this point, but since then he had actually developed leukemia, which is very interesting as well, because he still used that experience to continue coaching and to continue pushing forward and continue doing what he does. And so it's been interesting to even see him be diagnosed with that. Like I was following him before, and now within the last, I think like 2 or 3 years, he got diagnosed with leukemia, but continued to use it and coach through it, which I thought was very inspiring, for myself as well. This video is from before then. But then I have some stuff I want to show you guys that I think will kind of, well, just, I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's just watch this video and then we'll go from there, okay? So this is pre-leukemia video.
Give a warm welcome to your pal Hal and mine, Mr. Hal Elrod.
Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Wow. I have to tell you, I am both challenged and excited right now. My excitement is that I get to share with you the one thing that literally changed my entire life. And I really believe that wherever you are in your life right now, whether you're going through challenges or difficulties, or if you're really on Success Street, either way, it can be the one thing that really makes the biggest difference. So I'm excited about that. My challenge, though, is that as a keynote speaker, my message is usually 60 to 90 minutes, at least, right? And I've only got 15 minutes with you today. You're awesome. You're awesome too, Rudy. When Rudy tells you you're awesome, you tell him he's awesome back, right? Even if you're in a speech, it doesn't matter what's going on, right? So where was I? Rudy, I'll be sure to get you back when you're up. I'm just kidding. So that's my excitement, is I get to share with you that one thing that changed my life. My challenge, though, is that as a keynote speaker, I'm normally 60 to 90 minutes. I only have 15 minutes. And here's the deal. It usually takes me 15 minutes just to get warmed up, right? So this should be interesting. We'll see how this goes. I'd like to share my one rule with you, if I can really call it a rule. It's more of a request. And my request is simply that we all give up being perfect for being authentic. Give up the need to be perfect for the opportunity to be authentic. Thank you. See, because I know that whenever we're in a situation where we're around other people, right, we want to look good, to our neighbors. We don't want to be too out there. Although from the speakers that have had you do the wildest, craziest things so far, the massage session was a little bit interesting, it was crazy. So you guys are already in this place of authenticity, but the point is, I'm going to be sharing some stuff with you today, some stuff about my life, about a really difficult time in my life, and it's fairly recent, so it's still kind of painful. I'm also going to be asking you some questions that might require you to answer some difficult questions. And I'm just asking that we all give up being authentic, or give up being perfect for the opportunity to be authentic. So if you're with me and you're ready to engage and play full out and be authentic and give up being perfect, I want you to say on the count of 3, we're ready. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We're ready. That's what I like to hear. So I want to start by asking you a question. I have one question for you. It's a serious question. And I want you to think about it. Why did you wake up this morning? Why did you get out of bed? Was it because you really wanted to? Like when the alarm clock went off, did you roll out of bed, right? And you're just like, oh, ready to take on your life, energized and excited? Like it was Christmas morning, right? Was that what it was like? Or was it a little bit different? Was it a little bit more reluctant? Was it a little bit, like this? Oh, God, it's the morning already. Right? By a show of hands, I'm just curious, how many of you got up this morning because you had to be somewhere, do something, answer to, or take care of someone? Put your hand up. Yeah, I find most of us get out of bed not because we really want to, but because in one way or another, we have to. There was a time in my life about 1.5 years ago when I did not want to get out of bed. I didn't want to get out of bed because I was depressed, like really depressed. Like thoughts that I won't even share with you were going through my head. It was the toughest time in my life, really the lowest point in my life. What had happened was I went from being fairly successful and making a good income, and I really loved my work. I served my clients. I loved my life. I was a life and business coach. I went from being good to almost overnight, the economy started to crash and my clients lost their work and they couldn't pay me for coaching. And my income went from being steady and secure to overnight losing over half of my income and over half of my clients. And it got so bad I couldn't pay my bills. In fact, I couldn't pay my mortgage, and my wife and I lost our first house. And I know some of you right now know someone that probably is going through that. You know how tough it can be. I had to survive on credit cards, and I lost or accumulated over $50,000 in credit card debt. And because of all this new adversity in my life, I got really depressed and I didn't want to get out of bed. The bed was the only place that I felt safe. It's like I literally all day long, I was just trying to get through my day, knowing that the peace of mind that I could crawl into my bed and escape my problems. And when the alarm clock came in the morning, I had to face them all over again. Some of you can relate to this. Can you relate to this? Yeah. And one morning, everything changed. I went from being a mess physically, intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually, which, by the way, you can imagine how difficult that was in my relationship with my wife, who, by the way, wasn't my wife at the time. She was my fiance, right? So she wasn't even locked in. Like, she didn't have to stick around to see what happened, if I came out of this thing. And one morning, I took a friend's advice. He said, Hal, when I feel down, I go for a run. He said, I lace up my running shoes and I go for a run, and it clears my mind. I can think clearer. I feel more motivated, right? Now, I'm not a runner. I hate running. I hate running worse at that point than I hated getting out of bed in the morning, right? But I was desperate. So I thought, I'll try anything. So that morning, I laced up my basketball shoes. I wasn't a runner. Laced up my basketball shoes. I grabbed my iPod and I headed out the front door. And I went on a jog. And I was listening to a Jim Rohn audio. How many know Jim Rohn? Say aye. Well, we got some Jim Rohn fans. Listening to a Jim Rohn audio, and Jim said something that I've heard him say before. In fact, I've heard him say it probably a dozen times. But this morning was different. You ever have that happen where you hear something over and over and over, and you're like, yeah, I've heard that, but then one day the light bulb goes off? You're in the right state of mind or the right place where you needed to hear it. See, I was desperate. It was like do or die. I had to hear Jim that morning. And here's what Jim said. He said, your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development. It's so important. I'm going to say it again. Your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development. And I went from a brisk jog to a walk to turning around back toward the house because it hit me like a tidal wave of reality. I realized what was holding me back, what was causing me my depression, what was causing me my problems, my financial problems. I figured it out. I realized that I hadn't been developing myself to be at the level that I needed to be able to consistently attract, create, and sustain the level of success that I want. Right? We all want level 10 success if you're measuring success on a scale of 1 to 10. Yes or yes? Yes. Right? So I wanted level 10 success, but my level of personal development was like get a 2, right? Maybe like a 3 or a 4 on a good day. You guys see the disconnect? See, we all want level 10 success, and not just in our business, not in our finances. We want level 10 health. We want level 10 relationships with our friends, with our spouse, with our boyfriend, our girlfriend. We want level 10 spirituality, right? Enlightenment. I mean, we're all striving for level 10 in every single area. But if we're at a level 2 or a 3 or a 4, it's going to be a constant.
Okay, hold on. This is a part 2, part 1, part 2 kind of thing.
Right? We all want level 10 success if you're measuring success on a scale of 1 to 10. Yes or yes? Yes. Right? So I wanted level 10 success.
Oh, come on, Hal.
But my level of personal development was like get a 2, right? Maybe like a 3 or a 4 on a good day. You guys see the disconnect? See, we all want level 10 success, and not just in our business, not in our finances. We want level 10 health. We want level 10 relationships with our friends, with our spouse, with our boyfriend, our girlfriend. We want level 10 spirituality, right? Enlightenment. I mean, we're all striving for level 10 in every single area. But if we're at a level 2 or a 3 or a 4, it's going to be a constant struggle. So I ran back to the house with the decision that personal development would be a part of my daily life, that I had to make it a commitment. I had to grow. I had to become the person I needed to be able to create this level of success that I wanted. So I pulled out my planner, Because here was the challenge at this point. It was finding time, right? It was when. I don't know about you, but I was already strapped for time just trying to survive my life and pay my bills, right? So finding extra time for my personal development, it seemed almost impossible. So I looked at my schedule, and first I thought maybe I'll do it in the evening. I'll do it in the evening because that's when in the evening is when I'm done with work, but then I realized that's when my time with my wife, my fiance at the time, that's my time with my fiance, right? That's not going to work. So I thought maybe I'll do it late at night, right? I'm looking at my planner. I'll just do it late at night, maybe even after my fiance goes to bed. And I realized that I'm not even coherent late at night, let alone focused, right?
Hi.
You guys with me?
I'm Pepper Vaughn, the creator and director.
Well, we're in a church. Who is that? Okay. So then I looked at my schedule. I thought late at night's out. And then I looked at the morning. But remember, I wasn't a morning person. If you're not a morning person, say, not me. All right. I'm talking to the right crowd then. We're going to change this. So I'm not a morning person, and I'm looking at my schedule. See, I already got up at 6 a.m. because I had to, right? So the idea of getting up at 5 a.m. for personal development seemed ludicrous. It seemed impossible. But then I remembered something that one of my mentors, the great Kevin Bracey, says. He used to always tell me, Hal, if you want your life to be different, you have to be willing to do something different first. I was like, dang it, he's right. And so reluctantly, I wrote it into my schedule. Personal development, 5 a.m. Now, when I did that, something magic happened. I pulled out a piece of paper, and I started writing out what I would do in the morning. And what I did is I took all the best personal development, life-changing activities that I had learned over the years, but that I had failed to implement, right? I put things in like journaling, meditation, affirmations, visualization, right? Reading, exercise. I put all this in there. All the things that I had been told they would change my life, right? Over and over, I'm like, yeah, I know, journaling is important, but I never did it, right? And then I made the schedule, and here's what happened. That night going to bed was very different than I usually felt. See, normally going to bed, it was like, oh, I got a long day tomorrow. You guys with me? I got a long day tomorrow. But all of a sudden, I was literally like that kid on Christmas Eve, where I was like, I can't wait to wake up and try this thing, right? I can't wait to try this thing. And the morning alarm clock went off, and it wasn't the normal wake up, the reluctant wake up like, the morning's here. My eyes popped open like that kid on Christmas. My eyes popped open. I was like, oh, the morning's here. I get to try my new morning routine. And so I went out in the living room. I sat on my couch, and I had my little routine written out, and I pulled out my journal. I did some meditation. I did all these activities. And 6 a.m. rolled around, I was on top of the world. I had already had one of the best days I'd had in a long time, and it was 6 a.m. It was hard to have a bad day from that point on. You following me? So I started doing this routine. Fast forward about a month or two, and my life started to change. See, the energy that I created in the morning, and the clarity, and the focus, and reading my affirmations, doing all these things, it allowed me the clarity to make a plan to change things. And within a matter of a few months, not only was my income back to where I needed it to be to pay my bills and be okay, but it was above it, and I was making more money than I had ever made in my life. I started calling this little routine the Miracle Morning because of how powerful the transformation was. And I told one of my coaching clients about it. And their response was the same as my initial thought, which is, I'm not a morning person, Hal. It was my coaching client, Katie. I told Katie about it, and she decided to give it a try. Well, a week later, she gets on the coaching call with me. This is Katie from St. Louis, Missouri. And Katie says, I have to hold the phone away from my ear. She's like, Hal, this Miracle Morning's amazing. I got up at 5 a.m. every day, and it was easy, and I love it. And she was explaining the same benefits I had experienced. So I thought, there's something to this. It's not just me. So I told all of my coaching clients about it that following week. And then one thing led to another. I started seeing posts on Facebook of people doing the Miracle Morning that I had never met in my life. I was like, this is crazy, right? And then I started seeing people tweeting about it on Twitter. And then here was the kicker. I went to YouTube one day, and I typed in my name, Hal Elrod. Don't judge. You've all Googled your name. And this video comes up, and it says, Joe does the miracle morning. And my first reaction was not positive. I was like, who the heck is Joe? And why is he stealing my miracle morning? He's copying my miracle. You know, I was like, I was irritated. But then I hit play on the video, and this is what I saw.
Joe Diasana, hope you're doing well. Guess what? Let's look at the time. It is 5:41 in the morning on Sunday. You must be wondering, what in the world, dude, are you doing at 5:31 in the this early in the morning? Well, check out miraclemorning.com. That's miraclemorning.com. Look at the information, download it. It feels like Christmas to me, honestly, and I've got a lot of energy. It's like Christmas every day. So, anyways, check it out, and hope your life will be blessed. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Yeah, that was my reaction. I was like, this is amazing, you know? This is amazing. I've never met this guy, right? And I started to realize that I had to share the Miracle Morning. And it became now what's going to be my next book. And then it grew beyond that, and it became a global community. We have thousands of people. I don't know how far. I don't know if it's international or, you know, but thousands of people have gone to themiraclemorning.com. They've downloaded the free audio, and I get emails every day of people saying that they've been doing it for 6 months. It changes their life, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, obviously, they're about to pull the plug on me. So I don't have time, obviously, to give you an in-depth, 90-minute training on the Miracle Morning. However, I do want to share it with you. Okay? So on the break, I'm not selling anything. I'll make that clear. But I do have a Miracle Morning audio program. It's an advanced training that I sell on my website for $97, and I decided to give it away for free to you guys. Yeah. And I'll tell you why. From the bottom of my heart, authentically, I want to share the miracle. I want to share the Miracle Morning. I love you too. I want to share the Miracle Morning with the world because I've seen the transformation in my life. And so here's the only challenge. I only was able to bring 250 CDs. So my table is the one on the far right. I recommend you want to visit Wes's table and everybody else, but run to my table because it's kind of first come, first serve. Whoever gets the first 250 people there will get the CD. Whoa, I'm not done. I got a couple nuggets left. Jeez. All right, so for those of you that are staying, which I appreciate, I'm going to leave you with this. By the way, hey, for all of you that are staying, because I appreciate you, if you come to my table and you're not one of the first 250, give me your business card, your email address. I will send you the audio tomorrow, I promise. Okay? Hey, there's the audio, by the way, Steve. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So have more energy, get more done, lower stress, find more time, change your life. Normally 97 for free. So here's what I want to leave you with. Wherever you are in your life right now, know, even if it's difficult or challenging, know that it's simply an opportunity for you to learn, to grow, and to become more than you are. My name is Hal Elrod. It's been an honor and a pleasure to talk to you today. I wish you the best that your life has to offer.
Okay, so along with that, guys, this video is 11 years old. So he was talking about how the Miracle Morning was going to be his next book, right? So fast forward 11 years to now. So this is his website. You guys, look at this. He has an entire, look how many books he has now. All Miracle Morning books. He has an entire series of, Miracle Mornings for, let me see if I can read some of these, for addiction recovery, for teachers, for real estate agents, for, oh my God, I can't read these. I think that says college student. I need to get my freaking glasses on to read these little tiny print here. Parents and families, for writers, for salespeople, I literally says that. So yeah, So he has literally miracle mornings down to a T of like almost what it is that you're even interested in, right? It's not like a one size fits all. It's like, wow, if you're a teacher, then maybe you should read this more miracle mornings to set you up for like a proper teacher, you know, to like set you in the right mindset to be a teacher and a giver to our youth or something like that. You know, maybe it's like really like specific. But it's just really cool to see how much it's grown as well. And I really enjoyed the miracle morning. And so here, I'm going to show you guys just like a little video as well, because it's going to give you a little bit of updated, where did it go? Okay, so here's where you can join the community. He has a podcast as well. You can download the resources. This is that $97, the 7-day fast start course. That's that $97 thing that he was talking about. And then there was a video I watched.
Mom,
Yeah, dude.
can you put this song
Oh no. We'll listen to that song afterwards. Oh, where did I put that? Where did that video go?
called?
It was like about him having a movie. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. Hold on, bub. I can't think here and listen to you, okay? Maybe it was... Oh, I guess it was just right here. I guess this is it. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is a movie that's coming out from him as well, which I thought was kind of interesting.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
Way. Okay, be quiet. My hands. All right, if it'll load here. Maybe.
Well, how are you doing?
I'm we're done. I don't know why it's not loading.
Try a new one.
Try a new one.
Oh, here it is.
Here we go.
What if you could change anything about your life just by changing?
Oh, come on.
Okay.
When I pause it, it loads, figures. All right, let me let it load up a little bit here. There we go.
The way you start your day. What would you change?
I think people struggle most in life today with fulfilling their potential. Mentally and emotionally, more prescription medication is doled out now by doctors. Relationally, the divorce rate is still over 50%. There's more personal debt in the United States than at any other time in our history. People are settling for less than they're capable of, and as a result of settling, life becomes a struggle. I thought, I'm going to go home and I'm going to go online and I'm going to Google, what do the world's most successful people do every day? And I had an epiphany. What if I woke up tomorrow and I did all 6 practices in 1 hour?
And he calls it the miracle morning. And then it started to catch on.
See how a simple idea grew into a worldwide movement.
Anyone can do the miracle morning.
The miracle morning.
Miracle morning.
I actually got up at 5 a.m.
We saw things like it saved my marriage. It got me off my depression medication. And we came up with this mission, which is change 1 million lives one morning at a time.
Through the miracle morning and my routine, I lost 90 pounds in 8 months.
I was like, I got to do this.
That date that I started the miracle morning, that was the date that changed everything.
We just signed with 19 foreign publishers.
I typed how to get out of depression. That's when I had suggestions, and part of it was the miracle morning.
I wish I had more energy to be more chipper, but it's going on. It's 1:13 in the morning. I've had my lung drained 4 times, and I can't figure out what's wrong. I've been diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia.
Can a morning routine save your life? The best ancient wisdom practices in the world put into one form.
My morning routine is everything.
Learn the morning routines of the world's most successful people.
If you look at many of the most productive people in the world, they all had one thing in common. They were early risers.
You don't think that it's a routine, but hitting the snooze alarm 4 or 5 times a morning is a routine.
I was born into a body that most people would say is a perfect body to have an excuse not to work out.
Dive deeper into the science behind morning routines.
Meditation actually increases different neurotransmitters in our brain.
The brain patterns produced when you're imagining a scene are actually the same as when you're seeing that thing.
We now know that the more sleep deprived you are, the faster cancer cells multiply.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Despite all the positivity, I could die with a wife and 2 babies. Leaving them is terrifying.
Not a morning person? It's time to wake up to your full potential. The Miracle Morning. Coming soon.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot more. I know obviously you guys, everybody's like, so what is the Miracle Morning, right?
Yeah,
so you've never watched that before?
No.
Okay, well let's stop screen sharing and let's talk about it.
Have I just put this on?
Yes, give up trying to be perfect for the opportunity to be authentic. Yep, that's it, Carrie. I put, yeah, give up being perfect for being authentic. Yep. Yes. Who's that?
Up there.
Up here? Right here? Brittany. Is she a doctor?
Mm-hmm.
No, she's got a headband on. You're silly. You're cute. Okay, why don't you go watch your movie so I can talk to the girls? And then we'll be done here in just a few minutes, okay?
Okay. I can have your phone.
No, because I'm using the internet on it.
No, like after you.
Oh, afterwards? Yes, if you're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good about sleep.
You were good while you were sleeping? Well, that's not very hard to do. Okay. All right, so let's talk about this Miracle Mornings and how we feel about it and if we want to delve more into it. So my thought is that maybe we could listen to one of the longer videos that he does that actually goes into detail of like what his routine is. And you kind of saw like a little quick, blurb of it. And basically it's like how to meditate, how to create a gratitude journal, how to really create a morning routine and what should be in that morning routine, which is super specific because I think that's where a lot of us struggle is like, what needs to go into that morning routine to set myself up for success, right? Like if I'm getting up an hour early, it better be for a freaking reason, right? Like I'm not just gonna get up an hour early just to say I got up at 5 a.m., but yet I'm just like meandering around the kitchen and scrolling through Facebook, right? Like that's not the purpose of getting up and having a morning routine. So if you're gonna get up early, what is it that you can do in that time to really set yourself up for success throughout the rest of the day? And so that's really what he goes into of just like, these are the things that you can do for your morning routine. So I was hoping maybe all this week we could focus on morning routines and focus on our morning habits and what is our first habit when we wake up and hit that snooze or dismiss alarm, like what is our first thought? What is our first thing that we reach for or do as soon as our feet hit the ground? Because I think, you guys, the moment we just become more aware of what we do in the morning, we can begin to really start realizing how it foreshadows the rest of our day, right? And how if we have an off morning, how many times does that lead into an entire off day, right? I mean, how many times do we say, oh, this day has just been crap since I woke up? right? Like we say that all the time. I say that all the time. Like, oh my God, since my feet hit the ground, nothing has gone right. Right? And well, maybe that's because my feet hit the ground wrong. My feet hit the ground an hour later than they should have. I should have been up an hour earlier preparing my mind and my body and my spirit for what was about to happen that day. Even if I didn't know what was going to happen that day. How could I set myself up for production or for success or for those uncertainties, right? Like how could I have set myself up? And I think it even really kind of worked, or kind of reminded me of why we did Warrior Hour in the first place. To me, when quarantine hit, I was like, oh my God, we're going to need a morning check-in. We're going to need a morning accountability group. We're going to need some sort of morning something to come to, because I knew that if we could just kickstart our mornings maybe with like personal development or seeing each other's faces or laughter or music or just knowing that somebody else was out there, I had a feeling, I was like, maybe it'll make the rest of everybody's day go a little bit better, right? That was my initial thought, was like, maybe if we just came and spent like an hour together in the morning, that would be enough for the rest of your day. Yes, it will be 8 o'clock soon. But
yeah, it is. I see an 8.
Oh, you see an 8? Yes, but that's 8 a.m., not 8 p.m. There's a difference between 8 in the morning and 8 at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm so excited.
I know you were. He thought he was about to get ice cream. He goes, it's 8, Mom. I was like, no. That's 8 at night. You can have some. You're so funny. Hey, it's too early. Too early. Why don't you go get like some yogurt? Not yet.
You should say bye.
Yeah, soon. You're bored? Oh, you poor thing. So funny. Hey, no. We're not doing this.
Get a hug.
You're coming in to get a hug? Aw, that's so sweet of you. Oh. You're looking for my phone, you little sneaker. Okay, don't. I'm using the internet. It's not in there. Okay, so I think that the real original reason as to why I did Warrior Hour was like, I had known that our morning routine was going to be super important, right? Like I knew that the way we woke up every single day and how we felt about the day was going to be very important for us. And so, you know, maybe I didn't quite have miracle mornings in my head, but I still think that on some level, I knew that we were going to need something in the morning and that would foreshadow the rest of our day. And I think, you know, when we just take a step back and imagine how the last 4 months could have went with no morning check-in, with nothing, you know? Hey,
I just want to I'm bored.
You're bored? Oh, I'm so sorry. No, I'm using the internet. You need to go.
You have the,
Nope, doesn't work that way.
no, you can have the TV.
I can have the TV. Oh,
No,
you're
you
so
would-
sweet.
No, you would have the TV for the internet.
Hey, it doesn't work that way. Fine, if you want to be like this right
No,
now.
stop. I totally want the phone.
Hey, if I have to mute myself and take you into the other room, I will. Okay? Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Thank you. Cool. I'll be done in just a minute, but the longer you interrupt me, the longer it takes. All right, ladies. Back next. You guys all know. Most of you guys have kids, I believe, so we're good, right? All right. So, yeah, so I think that like there is something like very, very important about the way that we wake up, why we're waking up, and what we're doing immediately after we wake up, right? Like, are we reaching for our phones and scrolling on Facebook, or are we reaching for our journal and doing gratitude, right? Because to me, Facebook can wait. Like, those people are going to be there. The chat, the messenger, all that stuff is going to be there. But if you don't take that 5 minutes when you wake up to do a gratitude journal, will you go back and do it? Probably not, right? Once you start scrolling, once you're on that phone, once you're, drinking that coffee and getting ready for work and all that stuff, you're probably going to just go, poof, I'll do that journal tomorrow. I'll do that gratitude tomorrow. Oh, I'll say my affirmations tomorrow. Right? And we constantly put them off so quick. But what Hal is saying is that if we would just actually wake up a little bit earlier or dedicate that time to something a little bit more productive, to our spirituality, to our emotional state, right? Because we know once we put gratitude out there into the world, we feel gratitude in our hearts. And so how could it change your day if you're waking up with gratitude in your heart rather than, oh, I got to start the day. Oh, I got to go to work. Oh, I got to do this. Like, what if we just started the day on, oh, I love my husband because of blah, 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 blah. I love my family or my household or my mother-in-law because of blah, 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 blah. Right? Like, what if we just set our intentions to love and be grateful the moment we wake up, because we know we're going to have to write it down? What kind of energy shift can you feel when you do that? And I think it's very important to pay attention to how you feel differently, or if you do at all, so you can really start to analyze, like, okay, is this something I need in my life? Like, wow, every time I do my gratitude journal, I notice that right afterwards, when I go to talk to my son after he's been, woken up and stuff, that I talk to him so much differently because I've set my intentions for gratitude. Compared to, oh, I woke up to my son's face, because he woke me up and because I've been pressing snooze on my alarm, and now I'm up and now I'm cranky with him because he just like woke me up to like literally face-to-face contact, and you're just like, ah! Like, but what if I happen to be up an hour before him, right? And I've already done my affirmations, I've already done my gratitude, I've already done my coffee and my routine and my meditation and set my mind correctly. So that way, when Derek wakes up, I go, hey, dude, how are you? How's your day? Did you get good sleep? So it's like when we can be in front of the day rather than the day greeting us at our face, I think that there's a very, very strong sense of why, like, that's very important to me. I'll just say that. It's like, it feels very important to me. And the more and more I commit to my mornings, the better I feel. Because just like he says, like, oh, I could put personal development at like 10 o'clock at night, because technically I'm probably just sitting and watching TV. But am I productive at night? Right? Like, is my brain really going to absorb the information coming to me at 10 o'clock at night like it will at 6 a.m.? Probably not, because 10 o'clock at night, man, I'm shut off. I'm like, dude, I am out. Like, I'm checked out. Like, I'm just literally, my eyes are open, but I'm not like processing things, right? Like, I'm watching episodes of Dead to Me. Like, I'm just like zoned out, like guilty pleasure TV or something like that, I'm not sitting there wanting to be like, oh, let's listen to Tony Robbins at 10 o'clock at night and da 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 da. Like, I want to shut my brain off. But at 6 a.m., dude, your brain is firing. Your brain has had that rest. Your brain is ready to rock and roll and absorb anything you put into it. What's the first thing you want to put into it? Is it Facebook newsfeed? Or is it your meditation video, right? Like, maybe you have a five-minute meditation YouTube video that you have saved, that as soon as you wake up, boom, you just press play and you meditate for 5 minutes when you wake up. You write down a few things in your gratitude journal. You do a few affirmations. You listen to some personal development, and then maybe you hit your workout. Boom, 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 boom. How can you imagine? Even just picturing yourself doing that, I can imagine how I'm going to feel afterwards. And I'm going to feel on top of the world by 7 a.m. And I feel like that's even, and I was doing that for a long time, not a long time, but like for a good period of time while Mike and I were doing the work. When we were doing the prep and the work, dude, we were killing it. We were getting up at like 5:30 a.m. and like him and I were working out. He would go to work and then I would just like bust out my stuff. And then all of a sudden that program ended and I went to 10 rounds and then Mike hurt his knee and we've kind of fallen off our cohesive morning routine that we were on. And I can totally tell a difference, right? Like I can tell a difference now that my alarm goes off at 6:45. I get up, make coffee, and I come here and I sit down and I basically like jump right into personal development. And I can tell a difference in like when I was doing it then compared to now. I was doing it then and it was like rapid firing. Like I was rapid firing information. My energy level was higher. And I notice now I'm like, okay, what can I talk about? What can I talk about? Okay, Jen, get your mind right. Did you have your coffee? Because you know you're going to need to like be here and be on point. And like, it's like more of like a convincing rather than like, I can't wait to be here, you know, which is what it was before. And it's not that I'm any less excited. It's my morning routine. It's because my morning routine then I was firing instant, you know, positivity and I was getting my blood worked up. I was sweating. I was listening to Amoyla, which he's like a personal motivator as well. And so I was already in that mindset. So when I came to you guys, I was like, boom, 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 boom. I was already on fire. That's what I felt like, you know? And so reflecting back on that time compared to this time now, I'm like, oh my God, I'm barely surviving. And I'm barely surviving and I'm getting more sleep. It's funny, right? I'm actually sleeping in, getting more sleep, but I feel like my brain is on survival mode. I'm surviving rather than thriving. Now, I got a lot going on. We are moving to Orlando. We're launching, you know, a new program. Like there's a lot going on in my daily routine. And it is kind of like getting like, whew. But I know as soon as I get to Orlando, I'm going back to that morning routine. Like I'm craving it back into my life. Like Mike and I talked, I was like, dude, we got to commit to a program again. I need you back with me. We need to be getting up in the morning. I was like, I hate sleeping in. And me sleeping in is like 6:30, 7 o'clock. Like I just like, I don't mind it like every once in a while on a weekend now that we're not doing warrior hour. I can sleep till like a 7:30, you know, on a Saturday, which is fine for me. But honestly, like this whole like sleeping in till like 6:45 on the weekdays, I'm like, why am I doing that? I'm wasting so much valuable time that I used to get my workout in. I used to have my shake already. I used to already have energize and recover and have like come here with videos and stuff like that already ready by that time, by the time I'm getting up now. And so I'm definitely coming, we do move this weekend is the plan. So I hopefully will be in our new place by next week. I'm going to give myself a few days to kind of get unpacked and get everything settled in. But basically the 1st of August, I want to go back to morning routines. I want to go back into my morning routine. I want to get back into my morning workouts. And what I would love to do is kind of work through morning or miracle mornings with you guys. So maybe you guys want to join me. So I was thinking maybe we could do like a group miracle mornings for August. And maybe like do a routine. Like maybe we come here for warrior hour and the first half hour is, you know, gratitude and affirmations. And maybe we do like a 10-minute little jumping jacks and like a little heart rate kind of elevation or something like that. But I want to learn more about the morning routine that he talks about and then see if we can start implementing it and see maybe where we can start implementing it even in warrior hour, right? Like, so every day when we get on warrior hour, we all write down 3 things we're grateful for, even if it's just that, right? Like something that we can develop that becomes a routine. Because even as you guys are watching that video and you see Mel Robbins, it's like hitting that snooze is your new habit. That's a habit you've created. And you already know the night before whether you're going to hit snooze or not. Right? Like I already set my alarm for 6:45 because I know I'm going to hit snooze, but that way I'm still technically out of bed before 7. But I'm setting it for 6:45 purposely knowing I'm going to hit snooze. Right? Or or I'll set a 6:45 and I also set a 7 o'clock alarm just in case I accidentally turn it off instead. And so now I have 2 alarms. I've given myself the flexibility of having 2 alarms, one to press snooze and one is a backup. All to get what, 10 more minutes of sleep? When I could have gotten up and said 10 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes of affirmations, 10 minutes of journaling. What is that 10 minutes providing you? Because when I reflect back on it, it's nothing. It's nothing but excuses. It's nothing but a habit. And at any point, when we become aware of the habits that we have a choice. Continue that habit or break the cycle. That's your choice, right? Continue the habit or break the cycle. Choose one or the other. Me personally, once I become aware of a habit that I have or that I've created or that has kind of started to manifest, oh my gosh, I'm like, I try to go the most other opposite so quick. I'll be like, no, I cannot do that anymore. And I will just like, now like tomorrow, I feel like I'm going to like jump out of bed so freaking quickly because I'm going to be so afraid to press snooze because I know that's feeding a habit I no longer want, right? It's a habit I've created. It's a habit I've allowed to kind of creep back into my life. It's something I was not doing just even 3 months ago. I think that's the thing too, is sometimes I think people realize or think that like, because you were this way at one point and now you're this way at another point, like you can't fluctuate in between. But I will tell you, 6 months ago, we were getting up at 5:30. Here we are now, I'm sleeping until 7. So as quickly as that habit can be created, that habit can fall short as well, right? You can feel yourself create a habit and come right out of it just as quickly. And that's frustrating, right? Because I'm like, oh my God, just a few months ago, we were getting up at 5:30, we were pressing play. What happened? You know, and well, life happened, right? Like we got a little chaos. Mike had to go do some work. We started traveling a little bit more because we weren't as quarantined. We decided to move. And so things have kind of added up to where life has changed a little bit. And I'm like, oh shoot, we're in a limbo period, right? But now that I've been exposed to it, okay, that habit has come back in, Jen, it's time to realign it and get it back in line. Now I have a plan to get it back in line. Okay, I'm not gonna beat myself up. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, you're I was say like a POS or something like that, because that's usually how we talk to ourselves, right? Like, oh my God, you slept through your alarm. Oh my God, you're not gonna get your workout in. Oh, you're POS, da da da. Like we talk that way to ourselves, and we shouldn't at all. Because you guys, here's the thing: at any moment, boom, I can choose to get up on time. Set my alarm tomorrow, and I can get up. And we can move on with our day. So don't sit there and beat yourself up because you're recognizing habits that need changed, right? Like, don't do that. Don't do that, because then you're not going to want to find things that you need to change. If you like constantly beat yourself up over changes, then you're not going to start looking for changes. But if you're constantly looking like, oh, where else can I make some changes? Oh, I'm kind of noticing like I'm pressing snooze a lot. Like maybe I need to get back to my alarm, right? Instead of being like, oh my God, Judy, you're such a piece of crap. Why are you not getting up with your alarm? Blah, 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 blah. And talking crap to yourself, which we do so often. Or same with like workouts. Like, oh my God, why are you not pressing play on your workout? You're such a piece of crap. What if we just said, hey, tomorrow we're going to get that in. Tomorrow I'm going to make time. Tomorrow I'm going to schedule it. Tomorrow I'm going to get up on time. No snooze. I'm going to get up and I'm going to bust my ass. And I'm going to hit that workout. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to feel proud of myself. No matter what happened today, that day, it's over. You can't get up this morning, right? Like you can't change the way today woke up, but you can change the way you wake up tomorrow. And so it's a choice that we can choose, you guys. Don't beat yourself up over it. Now that you've been exposed to it, just say, you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to be better. Tomorrow I'm going to do different. I'm going to get back into that routine. I'm going to get back to that lifestyle. I'm going to get back to that. But it's going to start with me not pressing snooze. It's going to start with me waking up 30 minutes earlier so I can get that workout in. That's where it's going to start. And then once you do that, you kind of remind yourself, oh, I do love getting up in the morning. Oh, I do feel so much better when I get up and I press play and I'm moving and grooving. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's keep that. And then you can keep going in that routine. And there might be a point, 3, 4, 5 months down the road, something in life might happen and knock you off your grid, right? And maybe you're back in action, and then 4 or 5 months something happens, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm off my routine again. That's okay. Take a step back, take a breath, and say, okay, what? Maybe analyze it a little bit. So, like, okay, where did I fall off? Like, what happened? Right? Like, oh, okay, my mom got put in the hospital and I've just been with her a lot. And so I've spent extra time at the hospital, and maybe, I just haven't really been able to give into my own routine lately. Okay, I'm recognizing that's where it's coming from, right? Like, that's where my routine got off. That's where I started hitting some speed bumps, and then it's kind of funneled from there, right? Like, how can I get back on track? Okay, I gotta pop over here and read this. Yes, dude. What are the weekends in here? Oh, dude, my morning routine, I've been a little off. Like, definitely, like, the last month, I have been so off my morning routine. It's like weird, very weird. And I blame it on Mike, because he hasn't been here as much. So I don't know about you guys, but like, so Mike is like a super early morning person. Like, he loves getting up. He doesn't do an alarm or anything like that. He just literally like pops up out of bed and just like is ready to rock and roll. And I'm like, don't freaking talk to me, dude. But like, he will literally just like pop up and start like jamming. And I take like more of like a slower approach. But I know that when I reach over and he's not in bed, it like makes me get out of bed. Like, because I'm like looking, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, he's already up and out. So like, I need to get up. But like, since he hasn't been there and I've had like Derek just like sleeping in the bed next to me, and I'm like trying to like sneak out of bed, it's been a little different. And so I think that like our partners have a huge factor in that, Carrie. I think that like when Mike is like in bed and he's like popping out at 4:30, I'm like, okay, well, it's 5:30. Like, I might as well get up. He's already been up for a freaking hour. Like, and so that definitely helps when like ever he's in his routine and we get into our routine, it feels so much better. Yeah, dude. Tessa, oh yeah, if you guys didn't know, Tessa was chasing bobcats this morning. That made me laugh. I look up to those messages. That made me laugh. Yeah, it's so funny, you guys, because I would not consider myself a morning person, but I function so much differently and so much better when I'm up in the morning. And so like, it's hard for me to like admit that because I have always loved sleeping in. I have always been like, oh, I'm a night person. I'm more productive at night. That's how I used to think I was. But ever since I've had Derek and like that whole life kind of shifted, like where you have to be up in the morning because like they're up in the morning. So like Derek has always been a really big morning waker upper. And so I really had to start like changing the way I got up. But I was never happy about getting up with Derek. I was never excited. I was like more like, oh, I gotta get up. I don't want to. And it's just been interesting to watch how I've changed over the years of where now I actually crave to get up earlier. Like it feels better in my bones. I feel better about the day. I think my hardest thing, and maybe you guys can help me with this, is sometimes when I get up earlier, I want to nap during the day. I don't know if you guys are like that. But sometimes like, it's like, I will jam out all of this stuff so early that around like 1 or 2, I'll be like, oh, I could totally take a nap, right? Like I got all this stuff done. And so that's my biggest struggle right now is like when I'm getting up early is like actually still staying up throughout the whole day and not hitting like that afternoon lag. So typically what I try to do is like, I'll take a little extra Energize. or I will drink my shake then with like some focused energy to just try and give me like a reboost. And also, as much as my morning routine is important, I create things that I have to do in the afternoon. That's what I've been doing as well. It's like something that I'm not doing until 2, right? Like I'm not doing this until 2 because it's going to keep me awake and have tasks in the afternoon. So as much as my morning routine is important for myself, I also still have to kind of plan some things for the afternoon as well, because if I don't, I'll want to get kind of like nappy. I want that siesta in my life every once in a while. And so I'm just trying to find the balance as well. And I'm just talking to you guys about the things that I struggle with, because maybe you'll be like, oh my gosh, I struggle with that too, right? Or no, I don't struggle with that. So that's awesome that she deals with that, but I don't even deal with that, right? And so maybe it can make you feel good either way, of like either you do and you're feeling comforted because you're like, wow, she does too, or you're like, wow, I don't struggle with that. That can be pretty nice too. Okay, so I think we're going to delve more into our morning routine all this week. So just know that's what we're going to be focusing on, is morning habits, morning routines. And I think I'm going to go through some of his videos and see which one is the best or most recent, his morning videos, because he has like a ton, but they're older because he got sick for a while. But now I think he's kind of back on the uprise. So I'm wondering if he's doing like new, I keep wanting to call it morning meltdown. It's so funny. Miracle mornings. Like in my head, it's like miracle mornings and morning meltdown. Like it keeps coming out of my mouth. It's like I want to call it morning meltdown, but it's miracle mornings. And which you guys, maybe that's a good thing to do too. So if you're already doing morning meltdown 100, miracle mornings maybe can be just kind of like your morning meltdown miracle mornings, morning miracle meltdown mornings. I don't know. You can kind of play around with it a little bit. And just kind of maybe add that routine into it, right? Like maybe that's the program you start doing along with your morning routine. Might be something to kind of all go together. So, so Nicole, for Summit, today we are not unless we want to. That's funny. I was not going to meet for Summit today. I think it was something specific, but I didn't see it. I think we're going to meet tomorrow. I think tomorrow is the first day that we were going to meet, and it says 11, but I actually think that's 2 o'clock our time. I'm going to look into all of that today, because I think it says Pacific time is 11 a.m. So whenever it says 11, just know that for us on the East Coast, that's going to be a 2 o'clock for Summit and stuff. So you guys are coaches, that's what we're talking about. Or even not coaches, you guys can come and participate in Summit as well, which is pretty cool. So Beachbody puts on a yearly event, which you guys know that we're supposed to be at New Orleans this week. New Orleans, but we're not. But they're still doing a virtual summit. So we're going to get a ton of information. They're probably going to show us all the programs that are going to launch throughout the rest of the year. So they'll probably tell us if they have any products launching. They'll probably let us know if they're bringing back like peppermint mocha for this December, or if they're trying a new flavor. They'll probably let us know what program is launching the first of the year, and probably just give us like a rundown of like what else going on in Beachbody headquarters as well. And just kind of also, if you guys are interested in the coaching part of it, we'll hear from other top coaches and stuff like that. So that will be throughout this week along with Warrior Hour. So I will still do Warrior Hour from 8 to 9, Monday through Thursday. But then Tuesday through Friday, I believe we'll have like 2 o'clock meetups. And then there's a couple of days also that we'll have some later meetups into the weekend. But I will get you guys a schedule for that today, so that way we can kind of start looking at that. I might even try to, I don't think I'll have to record them. I was going to try to record it, but I don't think we're going to have to, because I think Beachbody will record everything that they put out. So if you miss a day or can't be there for like the 2 o'clock, don't worry about it. You can catch the recording, and we'll try and share those all into like our coach page and stuff like that too. All of those are nice. Yeah, Wednesday. Okay. So, but Tuesday, I think there is that one Trent guy. I think he is talking tomorrow that I really wanted to hear him. So, all right, ladies. So we've got a big week. We're going to work on miracle mornings all week. We're going to work on our morning routines and get some ways that we can like really get productive in the morning, because I think it's definitely going to change the rest of our day and how it functions. And then also this week, we're going to really be focusing on Summit and what Beachbody is launching. So huge week. Get ready for tons of information to be like funneled to you. And just be ready for it. I kind of warned you guys about this.
Be ready for it.
Be ready for it. That's right.
Simpson Shaka.
You're funny, dude.
Shaka. Simpson Shaka.
You shimmy shocking for you guys.
I heard from Papa.
Papa teach you that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaka. Simpson Shaka.
Oh, you're funny. Oh, shaka shaka. And I love you. We were learning all the different hand symbols the other day, all the different things that you can do with your fingers. Peace sign. That was awesome. All right, ladies. So I'm going to let you go. What's that one? That one's 3. 1, 2, 3.
No.
What's that one?
Cheese.
Oh, I think Sonic does that one, doesn't he? All right. So
Bye.
hopefully tomorrow we don't press snooze, right? No snoozes tomorrow. Set your alarm for 30 minutes earlier and no snoozing. And I want everybody to come tomorrow with something positive that has happened in the morning, okay? So something that you've done or something that has happened already before 8 a.m. and you're going to bring it and you're going to drop it in the chat and we're going to talk about it. Well, then stop. She's trying to talk here, dude. You're a little big to be on my lap. Okay. So tomorrow when you guys come, everybody get up as soon as their alarm goes off, okay? As soon as your alarm goes off, you're going to get up and you're going to write down something before you come here that's already happened that's positive, okay? And you're going to put it into the chat. We're going to talk about all the little positive things that have already happened before. I see.
That's cool.
Okay, so on the lookout before you come here to post something in the chat of something positive that's already happened in your day before 8 a.m. Okay, something that has happened before 8 a.m. that has been positive. We're going to write it in the chat box, and then we're going to talk more about our morning routines.
Yep, morning routine.
Cool?
It's cool.
Cool. All right, ladies. I hope you have a fabulous day.
Yeah. How do you get a fabulous day?
Fabulous day.
Hi, little boy.
Bye, little boy. Christy, I think he was talking to your little boy. Oh, I think she just jumped off.
Say hi. 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 Hi.
Oh, you guys are fun. Alrighty, dude.
Alrighty.
You ready to get on with our day?
Yeah.
I gotta work out. Anybody else still gotta work out today? I gotta work out. Let's go work out. Tess is like, nope. Was up chasing bobcats, getting my workout in this morning.
Baba, you're working out, and I can have your phone from.
I know you want my phone, dude. Everybody else's kid like love their phone. Like he has a tablet, Xbox, TVs, all kinds of stuff. But man, my phone is the coolest.
Yeah.
But I always need my phone. That's the hardest part. I'm like, I work for my phone, dude. Like I can't just like.
Mom, what did I do?
I need it. You were good. You were good.
That means I earned it?
Well, we'll talk. Yes, Corey. Marie, I was thinking about you too. I saw you come up here. I really appreciate you showing up. I think that I think it has to be actually kind of nice to listen here when you're sitting into a hospital. Like, I think Kristen can probably even speak for that, is like, it has to feel kind of good to just listen to people be positive, or just even like funneling some sort of positive information into you when you're in a situation like that. And so I'm really, really, first of all, very proud of you for showing up, because you could have easily been like, nope, not doing that. But I think it goes to say something that's happening here, that it's like, you crave it. You know, you're like, I think I still need to show up there. I think I still need to show my face. And I also think that it shows a lot about who you are, you know, of like, dude, I'm not just going to like not show up just because I'm struggling, right? Like, we still show up. We still show up, even if things are hard. And I appreciate that about you girls. Absolutely. Because it makes me show up when it's hard as well.
I know for me, when I was in the hospital, several times I've been in the hospital, it's also super scary right now because you can't have anybody with you. So being able to get on at 8 o'clock and not feel alone and be able to be with you guys meant so much more to me than anything, because I was able to feel safe and comfortable with you guys, because I see you guys every day, and it just made me start my day in a healthier mindset, which made me better internally, which made me leave the hospital sooner, because I felt better about myself and about me, knowing when I get home, I'm still going to have this too.
Dude, I love that. How cool is that?
Yeah, that's cool.
Even Derek thinks it's cool. No, I really do love that. And actually, I really appreciate that too, because it shows even like, you know, yeah, okay, we enjoy coming and talking to each other, but it means so much more on that level, right? Like, same here. It's like, I could easily, like, right now, you guys, like, this is like my saving grace during the weekday, because if not, I just like every day would just like flow into the next. Like, you're kind of just hanging out at the house. Like, half of our house is packed up. We're living in the living room on a freaking like mattress. Like, we would easily be just like, I would just be like going insane. But it gives me this like little thing to just look forward to every day, especially with like Warrior Hour, and then even with like joining MBF. Like, that little workout is like, oh, it just gives me something to look forward to every day. Like, that little event that I just know that I have to get up and do every single day. It just gives me that little sense of like accountability. And I really appreciate it as well. And I love that you guys appreciate it too, because it's a win-win-win, you know, like it's a win for all of us. And it's just really cool that it provides just as much for you guys as it does for me. And that's why we keep showing up, you know, that's why we keep showing up.
Mom, can you hear me?
Can I hear you? Yeah, dude, you're talking over me. I can hear you. He's like, can you hear me? I'm like, yeah, I can definitely hear you. I was just trying not to. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry for using you as jokes. Just so easy. All right, guys. I gotta pay attention to this dude. 9:30 marks undivided Derek time. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I said 9:30 to 10:30 is undivided Derek time, because it's post Warrior Hour time, and I like to give him his undivided time too. So
was this girl sick?
She was sick, but you know what? We're helping her get better.
Healthy, strong.
Yeah, we're helping her get healthy and strong. Well, we're helping her mind. We were helping her head. Yeah.
I always learned how to plus.
You what?
I know how to spell everything.
You know how to spell everything?
3 plus 3 equals 6.
That's right. 3 plus 3 does equal 6.
7.
All right, guys. So I hope you have a fabulous day. Thank you guys so much for coming here.
17.
That's right. 10 plus 7 does equal 17. We've been working a lot on adding lately.
And have your kids playing that game? It's called What is the Numbers, and you like do them right. Like 3 plus 3 equals 6, and 7 plus 10 equals 17. How do you do that for your kids?
I don't know, Bubby. We'll have to. You're so cute. We'll have to do a little kid meetup, huh?
Yeah, we might deliver some and like put in the packages and to the iPhone.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see what we can do. Okay. All right. All right, ladies. I hope you have a fabulous day. I tried to say goodbye to you a couple times. Sorry, I meant to. But I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning, okay?
Yeah.
Bye.
See you tomorrow morning.
Bye.
She's back.
Yes, she's back. Say have a good day, Corey.
Have a good day, Corey.
Bye, ladies.